Hey guys, have you ever wondered what's the secret to good skin? What if I told you it was your mother? Mother? You know when you're young and you try to hide things or tell little white lies and it just seems like everything you try to do, your mom's always at least 2 steps ahead of you. Mia, what about you?
It's the little things that we didn't realize that we need, and these are remedies or beauty secret tips that were passed down from our parents and from their parents' parents and their parents' parents.
So it seems like there might actually be a lot for us little youngins to learn from, right? So this is actually what gave Mia and I the idea for today's video. We asked our moms for their top beauty secrets or beauty rituals that they either came up with themselves or found out or actually got passed through generations. And we're actually going to test it ourselves and see if it's just kind of like a wives' tale or if there's actually like scientific proof or something that happens and we're just missing out this whole time. And these include all things from glowy skin to treating hyperpigmentation, body cleansing and detox, and things like constipation, but also healthy hair, how to make it like shiny, voluminous, and beautiful. So let's check out the first beauty secret. Whole body cleanse with turmeric and pepper. So she said drinking this every day or every other day actually helps to thin out the blood and regulate the flow of the fluids throughout your body, and it helps with glowy skin. So the method is you use half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and a pinch of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of raw organic honey, and hot water. So basically you drink this as your morning ritual before you do anything or eat anything. Okay, first day of trying this turmeric water and pepper. In terms of the smell, it just smells like dirt. So let's see how it goes. I thought it would actually be much worse than this, but it's actually okay. And also the pepper's not that strong as I thought it would be. It's like tolerable. It's like 5 out of 10. You know, with the thought that this is helping your skin and helping your body, I think I can definitely do this for the week. I think the smell of it actually makes it a little bit harder as you like keep going. So I think if you go like, and then it just kind of tastes like water. It must be like heating as well because I'm starting to sweat. Okay, I have finished, guys. And look at the residue on the bottom. Day 1 done, and it wasn't that bad, seriously.
Good morning. So today is day 1 of trying this turmeric peppercorn honey drink. Thanks, Felicia's mom. Seriously, I mean, at the end of the day, if you just close your eyes and just swallow it like medicine, you probably won't have to taste it, but let's just see how it goes. It's weird, but it's drinkable because it's got honey in it, and honey is nice though. Turmeric is what gives this spice that yellow color. It has been used in India and Chinese culture for about 4,000 years. It has many beneficial and healing qualities. The main active ingredient in turmeric is called curcumin, which is actually a very strong antioxidant that actually helps with anti-inflammatory effects. It is also antifungal, antibacterial, anti-everything. So that's awesome because it helps to kill off anything unwanted in the body. So apparently this is going to cleanse the body and maybe help with this crazy headache that I have at the moment. Be gone, headache, be gone.
Good morning, guys. So it's another day and today we're doing turmeric again. Okay, so we're using raw organic honey because mama said only organic and raw. Turmeric. That looks so good. So I don't actually know why we have to add pepper. Like I understand the honey and the turmeric part because like they both have like benefits for the skin and the body, but the pepper is kind of weird.
The reason why we add black pepper into the mixture is because it actually helps the curcumin absorb into the bloodstream a lot easier, actually for more than 2000%. So just having a little bit of black pepper is going to help that, and also it doesn't taste bad at all.
Smells turmeric-y. All right, second time. Oh my gosh, that's definitely better than the first time that we tried it. Ooh, but with the honey, it's actually really good. Now I'm actually questioning, because it had such fast effects last time I had it, I could feel it kind of like in my stomach, and then 30 minutes later I just like went to the toilet in like a very normal way. It wasn't painful, it wasn't like watery or anything, it was just like normal. I'm starting to think, can you have too much turmeric? My mom was saying because my granddad had a blood clot and had to, you know, take all this medication, that he can't actually have anything with turmeric. And when I started researching this, a lot of the medical practitioners said that if you take things that thin out your blood, or even things like aspirin, you should avoid turmeric because it actually has the same effect.
Look at all that goodness down there. Turmeric, pepper, and raw honey. Just gonna add a bit of water. I actually try not to make too much, so I just drink it like a shot. I'm giving a bit of stir, and cheers! Whew.
Hey guys, okay, so I just wanted to give you an update on that turmeric drink that I drank yesterday. So after about 20 or 30 minutes after having that, I literally went to the toilet straight away. So I thought that was actually really effective in being able to like pass through, you know, all the toxins and all the stuff that's in my body.
So the next one is kind of more like an old wives' tale, because I've actually heard it from other people other than my mom, and it's just to brush your hair at least 100 times before going to bed. So the claim is that if you brush your hair, you're obviously going to make your hair more healthy. It's also going to cure headaches. Back in the olden days, a lot of the king's wives had like their own servants or maids, and they would like spend hours brushing their hair every night and obviously every morning as well. The longer and the more luscious hair that you have, you're deemed more attractive. And sometimes I think they would actually sleep in certain positions so that their hair will stay intact.
Time to brush our hair! Okay, so this is my hairbrush that I never even use. Got it from Aveda, which is that hair brand, and it's this like bristle brush that's really soft. My tendency, I never really brush my hair. I just kind of like get up, leave it how it is, maybe like run my fingers through it. So this is gonna be really interesting, especially because I have to do it 100 times, which is probably more than I do in an entire year. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, it feels really good. Okay, we're halfway there. My arms are like getting a solid workout, but this feels so good on the scalp. Why haven't I ever done this before? Seriously. 98, 99, 100. Just kidding, it's just extensions. Calm down. Definitely feels very like fluffy now. But it's also interesting to note how different cultures actually perceive long hair. So in India, they kind of view long hair as a part of their actual self. Basically, if you're cutting off your hair, you're cutting off relationships, you're cutting off ties, and you're cutting off almost like a part of yourself. So that's pretty deep. In Asia, it was also a very similar understanding. It's a thing that your parents gave to you, and so if you cut it, it was essentially cutting ties with your parents. There's a quote that says, "Flesh, hair, and skin are gifts from the father and mother. Do not harm them. Thus is the foundation of filial piety." So filial piety is like, you know, how we respect each generation above us. Hair was actually a big symbol of that.
Alright, now that I'm cozy in bed, I'm gonna go ahead and comb my hair 100 times. By the way, I'm using this Tangle teaser, so it's actually kind of massaging and like therapeutic. Hair's looking better already. It's like bringing the oils from my scalp all the way through to my hair. Feels good after a while. Like you can feel the blood circulation, kind of giving yourself a head massage, any like headache. I don't know if this is probably the best brush. It's actually more ideal to use an ox horn or a sheep horn brush, because those are actually made out of a natural ingredient called keratin, which is obviously what your skin or your hair actually needs. And using like an ox horn brush, which is just known to sort of give your hair that more sort of silky, more soft, it's more therapeutic. It's also giving you more volume and just improve the quality of your blood.
All right, so let's just look at how much fallout of hair is on my bed. Just kidding. Gotcha! And this whole phenomenon of like pixie cut and short hair is actually, once again, a very modern take on hairstyles, because short hair back in the day was viewed as like, you must have done something bad, girl.
People back in the olden days, there were less products used. When you say back then, when you wash your hair frequently, it could be just like once every like 3 weeks.
Your hair should be washed once every 2 weeks. If your hair squeaks after the final rinsing, you may be sure it's clean.
Whereas now, when you say frequently, you wash it every day. And when you wash your hair every day, you actually cause your natural oils to be stripped away and your hair does feel more brittle and dry.
How many of you struggle with constipation? This is for you. Himalayan pink salt. Some of us, for a healthy functioning of the body, we don't actually go to the toilet enough. This actually can cause a lot of problems like breakouts. So I talked to my mom. Here's what she did. She mixed 1/3 of a teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt and 1 cup of hot water, not boiling because you'll scorch your mouth, but just hot enough to drink. Stir that and you just drink it as the first thing you do in the morning before you eat, before you pee, before you do anything.
Water and salt. This is so classic Asian. Like, I remember whenever I have a sore throat or my tonsils are swollen or bad breath or anything that's like probably irregular, my mom's like, drink some water with salt. I'm like, okay. I know at first it's kind of weird drinking water and it's like salty, but trust me, you'll get used to it. Okay, no joke. Every time I drink hot water in the morning, straight after I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom. All right, see ya.
So what is the method behind the madness? After doing some extensive research into salt and the difference between table salt, sea salt, and Himalayan pink salt, my mind was blown because they're totally different. And they actually have Himalayan pink salt in itself has such a large variety of health benefits that I can start to understand why this worked.
Bing! So let's chug this down. It really just tastes like salt water, I guess. It's really salty. Maybe I put too much salt in there. I should have measured it. I wonder what the pink from the Himalayan salt comes from.
Himalayan pink salt, almost the purest form of salt you can find in the world because it hasn't gone through any of the processing stages. It's basically been mined from a very specific place in Pakistan, and through hundreds of years of compression, it's actually formed these blocks of salt. It actually retains a lot of the natural minerals like calcium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. It balances the body's pH water level, so this is completely the opposite of processed salt, which then like destroys your body pH level.
So this Trader Joe's one does say it's a product of Pakistan, packed in South Africa.
So the biggest difference is in the process of how it's found and how it's processed. So with table salt and even sea salt is found by evaporating seawater. But then your typical table salt then goes through the process of being refined, it's then ground, it's then bleached to get that white color, and because it's ground up so fine, they add additives like anti-clumping ingredients so that the fine salt does not stick together.
Okay, so I can say after 4 days of drinking the salt water, I don't feel like it's as prominent as the turmeric, which I could feel within like 30 minutes. I felt the effects, but the salt water I think is more of like you have it daily and it will help regulate your body. And I do definitely feel like my body is cleaner this week. I'm actually pretty sold.
This one's for hyperpigmentation or acne scarring with apple cider vinegar. So this is nothing new to the whole like beauty, because we all know generally that apple cider vinegar is really beneficial for the skin when it's taken or drank. My mom said she would spend so much money buying all these like high-end brightening and whitening products to get rid of like age spots happening around the cheeks, but none of it actually did much at all until she used this apple cider vinegar remedy. So what she said to do was, with the ratio of 1:1 water and apple cider vinegar, first cleanse the face, start with a clean face, and then use the apple cider vinegar mixture and rub it into the face, concentrating on the areas with discoloration and hyperpigmentation or acne marks. And she said after 1 month, most of her hyperpigmentation and age spots disappeared. In the 3rd month, all of it was basically gone. Like she could just walk out without makeup makeup and there was no dark blotches. I was like, really? Okay, I'm gonna test this on my acne marks on the bottom of my chin because currently I have a lot of it. Okay, so I have the smelly apple cider vinegar here. I'm just gonna rub it in, kind of like a toner, but not really because we're gonna wash this off. So I have a lot of scarring here from like breakouts, and I have a mild rash on my face, so I don't know if the apple cider vinegar is actually going to help it or it's going to make it worse. We shall find out in the morning. How does apple cider vinegar actually work, and why is it this kind of cure-all ingredient that seems to do everything? Apple cider vinegar is made by fermenting the sugar from crushed apples, which turns it into an alcohol, and the main ingredient of apple cider vinegar is acetic acid. But apart from that, it also contains other acids like lactic acid, citric acid, and malic acid. And does this sound familiar to any of you? They're basically all the acids in AHAs.
Oh my god, sometimes I just can't stand the smell, and sometimes it's okay. If you can get used to it, it will be all good. Oh my god. Die, pimple, die! So with pH similar to the skin, apple cider vinegar actually helps to balance the pH on the skin as well as the acid mantle. So the acid mantle is a combination of the sebum and the oils on the skin as well as the perspiration, which is like the sweat. The barrier protects the skin from the environmental stresses like the wind or the pollution, as well as like exposure to the sun. It also makes your skin less prone to dehydration, killing any bacterial infections and so forth. Of course, don't use a full strength on your skin because it will be very acidic and will actually eat away at your skin.
My mom said to just like rub it in to make sure it's like really in there, and then wash it off and then apply moisturizer. And she said you should do it for about like at least 2 to 5 minutes, which is kind of a really long time. So it's kind of just like soaking into my skin. That's why I keep like going back and patting more on. Most of my pigmentation is from acne scarring, like on my chin here, also on my cheek on this side. I think that's good. So I'm gonna wash it off now and then just moisturize like normal, and then we'll check back in tomorrow morning. As we were doing more research, we found that you should never use it like purely on your skin and leave it there because the acidity level is quite high. So you always want to dilute it with water, at least 1:1. Like half of it is apple cider vinegar and half of it is water.
So I have been noticing that my skin has definitely cleared up from using the apple cider vinegar. I used to have that little bit of breakout around this area and things like that. That has definitely cleared up, and I feel like this has helped sort of keep any bacteria or things like that from infecting. I have noticed, like especially in this sort of area, I mean it gets red at first, but then after a while your skin's a lot more smoother, like less pores. I might keep this up and finish my little bottle of toner and see how that goes.
Hey guys, so it's now the morning. I just wanted to show you what my skin looks like. It's actually crazy. My entire rash is gone and my skin is like feeling really glowy and soft and supple. It definitely was very gentle on my skin, and whatever it is, it like worked really nice. I only used it for maybe 1 or 2 weeks, so I didn't see like huge effects, but it definitely decreased the darkness on my skin. But also your skin generally and naturally resurfaces anyway every 28 days. I'll definitely be using apple cider vinegar as like a spot treatment.
So instead of like using like a toner with some sort of salicylic acid or a HA, BHA product, this will actually do all of that for you, and it's completely organic and natural, and it's a lot cheaper. Okay, so the last one is putting cream on your face and neck and then massaging into the lymph nodes. This is something that my mom have told me from a very young age. A lot of times when you do get sick, the first signs of any inflammation is your tonsils, and that's when I had the most problems. Sometimes my tonsils would swell up so much, it's so painful that I can't even swallow water. So I couldn't speak, I couldn't scream, I couldn't do anything, and it was just painful all over. I remember my mum telling me to massage my tonsils. It actually felt better after a while. It might be painful at first, and that kind of became more of a habit for me, because when you're massaging the lymph nodes, you're actually helping the body detox. My mum has always told me to apply the product all the way down to the neck. My nighttime serum, Drunk Elephant Glycolic Night Serum, the best. literally just dot it on the face, even the neck. Honestly, this is a thing that I've been doing since ages ago. I've always considered my neck part of my face, so this one is not really much a challenge, and I know it actually does help because my neck doesn't seem as wrinkly, right? Does this look like a 32-year-old neck? I don't know. I think it's more evident when you get a lot older, when maybe like the rest of your face is wrinkly. But so far, I think it's working. Because I always try and to like drain the toxins through this lymph node here. And because I've always had a double chin, I've been really cautious about that. Just trying to like drain all this fluid out and down, out and down, out. And down. So basically what lymph nodes is, they're part of the immune system. And what it is like a filtration system where it clears out any toxins in the body, and whatever has been filtered actually goes back into the bloodstream. So there are a lot of like lymph nodes around the body. They're kind of like little pockets of like tissue. Lymph nodes are quite important, part of your immune system and part of your body, which I feel like it's something that I've always been very conscious of. So every time I do put on cream day and night, I try to massage it into the lymph nodes and down the neck. And I feel like that also helped me to drain any sort of like puffiness in the face. And especially back then when I was super worried about my triple, quadruple chin, that I would want to like drain as much toxin from the double chin and sort of like push it out down the neck. And I feel like it does kind of make my face look a little bit skinnier. Maybe not like a whole lot of skinnier, but like maybe it's mentally, but I feel like it does kind of get rid of some of that fluid retention, especially in the mornings. Like every time I massage the lymph nodes here, you can tell whether you're 100% or you're not feeling too well, because it's actually quite painful when you massage to this area and it's like ouch. Right now I have a cold, so this area is super sensitive and it actually does hurt when I massage it. But I know that the more I do that, the less painful it is, and I feel like that's kind of helping with this drainage situation, because I'm a whole lot of congestion right now. It's like this is congested, this is congested, this is congested. You know what I'm saying? So
just showered, by the way, wearing Beauty Within Represent. Moisturizing the face and neck. Maybe some people don't really concentrate on the neck because they think youth is forever, but actually I'm 25 now and I have realized that I'm starting to develop lines on my neck. I'm just going to apply my serum to my face. Don't mind my pimply face right now. I actually just broke out in a whole face rash. I think it's from using like too many new products all at once, and when you use things all at once, you don't know what's wrong. So I just completely stopped using anything with like any ingredient in it and went back to all natural. And this is just the Rejuvenate serum that I have from this brand called Aha Bee. The skin on your face actually like listens to the motions that you use, so you always want to like go upwards very gently, and then on the neck as well.
So massaging the lymph nodes around the back of your neck, it actually helps bring antigens to that area, which also helps with relieving signs of like tonsillitis, you know, anything congestion in the sinus area. So it's very handy if you are like sick or have the flu or have the cold and you tend to feel it is quite swollen there, because that is your first level or first barrier against any type of infection or bacteria.
So because I'm trying to stay away from any like chemicals or fragrances, just in case it irritates my face even more, I'm just gonna go in with the CeraVe Daily Moisturizing Lotion, and this has hyaluronic acid and it's lightweight. Sounds good to me. And then on the neck. You think the more you pay the better, but sometimes simple is best and you just gotta go for a good old drugstore. Are you happy, neck? Are you happy?
If you're happy, I'm happy.
You always want to protect your under eye and your neck as well, because that's like the first signs of aging. You know, it's a part of life. Don't worry too much about it. Just like pay more attention into preventing it from happening.
So that was the video, guys. I found this video really fun and I wasn't expecting like to learn so much about these natural ingredients. And because there's this whole movement towards like natural ingredients and, you know, clean beauty, it's actually fun funny that a lot of these things that like both our moms and our parents do and that they suggested doing fits exactly into like the current state of like beauty and skincare right now. And I found out so much about salt. I think the salt still kind of blows my mind. Taking you guys on that journey with us, I hope you guys learned a thing or two as well. Let us know what your like traditions or your like suggestions of any beauty remedies have been, if they were passed down from like your family. Leave them in the comments below because I'm super intrigued now. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and check out our merchandise. And also, if you want to see more of us, click that join button, and that is our exclusive content every month just for members. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing more videos and behind the scenes and things like that, you can click that there. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
For those who thought I was MIA, I'm always around. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram so you know what I'm up to. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!